What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Former number one player Maria Sharapova announces her retirement. Had a great career, man. A great career. Probably the best moment of her career probably came in the 2004 Wimbledon final when she defeated number one seeded Serena Williams. Beat her in straight sets, put on a dominant performance. She's one of the fiercest competitors on the women's side, and she had a great career, man. I always had a lot of self-belief. Never believed that she was out of a match. She won 36 WTA titles, won 5 Grand Slams, and now she's retiring at the age of 32. Had a great career, great career. Her last match was the 2020 Australia Open was her last match. She lost in the first round to 19th ranked player Donna Visic. So she had a great career, man. You know, her career was always linked to the great Serena Williams. You know, Serena Williams finished that rivalry that those two had, winning 16 games in a row. So she never could solve the Serena Williams riddle. But that's a lot of women on the women's tour had problems beating Serena. She's going down. She will go down as one of the greatest women tennis players ever, and one of the greatest women athletes ever. So Sharapova had a great career, great career. You know, won the U.S. Open, won the Australian Open, won Wimbledon. She was able to win multiple Grand Slam championships, and she won multiple Grand Slam championships. Now, she got caught with a banned substance in her system, meldonium, in 2016. See, this happens every time. I must have started cutting this out, but yeah, she was banned in 2016 for 2 years. They ended up cutting that sentence to 15 months, and she came back, but never was quite the same player as she was before the PED suspension. Was battling shoulder injuries, you know, had surgery, came back and still had problems and with that shoulder. She tried to, you know, she didn't want to go back up under the knife again, so she tried to maintenance the shoulder, try to get treatment before matches, but she played through a lot of matches post 2016 in a lot of pain, and she finally felt that she had enough of trying to play through the pain and injuries, and announced her retirement today. Great player, man, great player, and you know, one of the greatest women players to come out of Russia. Like I said, she was 6'2", real tall lady, one of the tallest ladies on the WTA tour. So she was able to me, maximize her ability, knowing that her service game was her Achilles heels of her tennis game. She could never be consistent with that first serve. Was always found herself on the second serve, and she was broke on a lot of her service games. That was, like I said, her service game was her weak link. I think that's what probably separated her between her and Serena Williams. Serena Williams probably had the best first serve, second serve in the history of women's tennis, and Maria Sharapova had one of the worst first serve, second serve on a women's tour. So, but give her credit for winning 5 Grand Slams, and due to the fact that she was just a fierce competitor, like I said, never believed she was out of the match, and had one of the greatest backhands in the women's tennis history, man. Great backhand, great forehand. Just had her ground game was second to none. You know, if she could set her feet and hit the ball, she could blow you off the court, man. Very powerful woman player. She was one of the few women players that can go stroke for stroke with Serena Williams. She had the power to match up with Serena Williams. As in that 2004 Wimbledon finals, man, she basically blew Serena Williams off the court, off the grass court, man. And it was a shock. She was 17 years old when she won her first major, defeating Serena Williams in an upset. Nobody else saw that coming, man. People was just pretty much thought this was going to be a coronation and Serena Williams was going to win another Grand Slam title. But the 17-year-old prodigy, Maria Sharapova, had other ideas, and she played the match of her life and was able to defeat Serena Williams in straight sets. And if you ask her what was her greatest victory of her career, I would have to assume that 2004 Wimbledon finals victory over Serena Williams would be at the top of her list. But again, man, great career. salute to her. You're gonna miss her from the women's tour, and hope she has fulfillment that she had on the tennis court. She has post tennis career. She has fulfillment, and move on to other endeavors, and that's gonna be fulfilling that it was on the tennis court, post tennis for her life, man. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what transpires. But this is it for her. This is it for her. You know, a lot of people might say, "Oh, Maria Sharapova, she probably be back. She probably just need a little time away from the tennis, and she'll probably be back in a couple of years." Look at Kim Clijsters. She didn't came back. She's coming back out of retirement. So, you know, remember Henning. Remember Henning back in the day? Henning, a great player. He had many battles with Serena Williams. She retired and came back. Maybe Maria Sharapova will do the same thing. But I'm going to take her at her word, and I think with the pain that she's dealing with, and some people don't like to have, ghost surgery. A lot of people don't like to, go up under the knife. And she did it before with other injuries. She might not want to go up under the knife and try to get that shoulder back, man. Because she tried it once, and then it didn't seem to relieve the pain. It led to more injuries. And I think she just didn't want to do it. She thought she could probably maintenance it and take care of it, rehab it, and get treatment before matches. She thought she could be okay, but it didn't work out like that. She was in constant pain in matches, and she decided to hang up her tennis racket, and now she's retired. But salute to her. Salute to Maria Williams. Salute to Maria Sharapova. Great player. Now resides in Los Angeles, California. She made a statement that, when she left the Australian Open, she was supposed to meet up with Kobe Bryant. 3 days before his fatal crash, she was going to talk with him and stuff like that, as she was pondering retirement at that time. So she did kind of mention that her and Kobe Bryant were very good friends, and she took that crash like a lot of other people. She took it real hard, man. Took it to heart, man. But she's now moving on with her life, man, post tennis, and we'll see what Maria Sharapova will be doing post tennis, her post tennis career. We'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.